Hi, my name is Lee at Tech Guys. I'm going to show you a little bit about what we do with water damaged phones. This is an iPhone 6. Customer brought this in. As you can see, it has a little red sticker on here. We've already removed the motherboard. We got the motherboard soaking in this ultrasonic cleaner right here. I'll talk a little bit about that a little bit in a moment. So what this customer did was they water damaged the phone. The first thing they did was try to turn it on. I definitely would suggest not trying to turn it on, because they tried to turn it on and it turned on and then it rapidly turned off again because there's still water in there. So the customer took the phone and they put it in rice trying to evaporate the water. Now rice does evaporate water, that's true, but it also leaves behind starch. Starch is not conductive, and also inside water is more than just water, there's minerals. So when you evaporate the water, it leaves behind a lot of minerals, and that's what causes problems on the motherboard. Now what we do is we remove the motherboard from the phone and we put it in our ultrasonic cleaner. What the ultrasonic cleaner does is it vibrates with sound vibrations, causing little tiny microscopic bubbles throughout the liquid. It cleans everything on the motherboard. We use a liquid called 99% pure alcohol. You can't buy this alcohol in the store. You can't go to Home Depot and buy it. You can't go to CVS and buy it. We actually special order this. We ordered it in 5-gallon buckets at a time. I actually have 2 motherboards in there. I'm doing 2 cleanings at a time. So let me just show you what it looks like. I'll go ahead and turn it I don't suggest scrubbing it with a toothbrush. If you have to use a toothbrush, be very gentle. Just let you take a look at this. Now, a little misconception is liquid will damage the phone. Well, liquid doesn't necessarily damage the phone. What damages the phone is the combination of liquid and power. So the battery connected to the motherboard with the liquid in the phone is going to damage the phone. I could take this motherboard and I could take it to the sink and rinse it in water. It's not going to cause any damage to this motherboard. The only time there would ever be damage to this motherboard is when there's power involved with the liquid. Now just remember, electricity, it wants to go somewhere. It's going to go somewhere. If it can't go anywhere, it's going to explode and it's going to cause damage to the motherboard. So that's why you never want to turn on your phone if it has water damage. If somebody brings in a phone here and it has water damage, we don't even attempt to turn it on until after we do this process. So other thing I suggest is if you get your phone water damaged, turn it upside down like this to where all the water is going away from the motherboard. Everything else can kind of be replaced, the screen, the battery, but the motherboard is what's important. So we clean the motherboard. Sometimes we get a lot of lime buildup on the motherboard, mold, whatnot. We use a little bit of vinegar in that process. Now vinegar is a well-known cleaner of copper, metal, things like that. If you were to put a penny inside this, it would clean it up like brand new, very shiny. So we want to get those connections nice and clean. So we use a combination of vinegar. I would say do not soak it in the vinegar. You can soak it in the alcohol as long as you want. Don't soak it in the vinegar for extended periods of time. Use the vinegar strictly as cleaning. Also on the motherboard, I want to show you, these things are bare. Connectors for the LCD, digitizer, camera, whatnot, they're all bare. These are little metal shieldings. Underneath these shields are the processors, GPUs, things like that. All the IC chips are protected underneath these shieldings. There's little tiny holes on the side which allows the vinegar and the alcohol to get in. So that's what's great about the ultrasonic cleaner, is it gets into all those little pieces. Otherwise we would have to desolder this off of here, which we can, but it's a little bit more risky, so we try not to do that, only as a last resort. So this process we will do 3 or 4 times. When a customer brings in a phone, we like to ask for a couple days. Sometimes the customer is in a hurry, but you know, we tell the customer if they want to get the best chance of fixing their phone, give us time, because we'll repeat this process over and over again and see if it works. Sometimes we may need to replace the battery. There might be a little corrosion on the screen connectors, as there are here. We can actually clean that off with vinegar and alcohol. We don't want to submerge the screen in alcohol. That would be very bad for the screen, and we likewise wouldn't want to put the battery in alcohol. So Mostly the motherboard. We will do a cleaning on these connectors as well, try to get the screen working. You'd be surprised how resilient the screens are to liquid, and also you know, some of the reasons why your phone will not work, water damaged. Even if your phone works after you water damage it, it might happen a month from now, 2 months from now, 6 months from now. If you've ever seen a car battery underneath the hood of your car, how it might get a little lime, white powdery substance on the connectors, it'll kind of grow over time and get bigger and more. What happens, the same thing happens on a motherboard. It'll kind of get bigger, 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 and it'll start bridging connectors. And once it starts bridging connectors, they just will not work anymore. So that actually needs to be cleaned off to work. The worst case scenario would be corrosion, actual, kind of like when you get a cavity in your tooth, how it eats away at your tooth. Same thing will happen on the motherboard. The longer you wait, the more chance that corrosion will happen, and once that happens, it starts eating away at the metal. And that's the worst case scenario. So if you ever water damage your phone, do not plug it in. Do not stick it in rice. Do not put it in the oven or any of the other things that I've seen online to do. Bring it into us. We'll actually open it up, clean out the water, clean out the lime buildup, and we can actually, if you do get a little bit of corrosion on some of the connectors, we have a pen that has a silver ink in it that we can actually replace some of the corrosion if need be, but that's a worst case scenario. So bring it into Tech Guys, or you can mail it to us. Just remember, we're doing this video on the fly, no pre-planning on this. We did bring over the ultrasonic cleaner so you could see it, but we are already in the process of doing this. So I just wanted to show our customers, or any future customers, what we do. A lot of people bring in their phones and they have no idea when we say we're going to do water damage cleaning what that actually means. So I hope this is a little informative for you, and have a nice day. Thank you.